Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I'm Liz Quinn, your star Scentsy consultant. So today what I have for you is my weekly What I Have Been Warming video, and I sure hope that you guys enjoyed a little visit from Mary Poppins last week. And if you missed that video, you have to go back and see her come and try to do my job. I'd say she did pretty well, practically perfect in every way, but I'm back today, and so we will have our regular What I've Been Warming. So let's just dive right on in. I was doing an awful lot of orange spice this last week. I guess I was just itching for November to show up. And so I thought that I would talk about a couple different things here before I get into my usual pairings of what I was doing in what rooms. So the Christmas cottage cider actually, that's in our Scentspirations collection. I decided to melt this, I think it was yesterday, as kind of a second try, because being that Mary wasn't home and she was coming and filling in for me, it was very difficult for her to tell you what it was like in my house. And this ended up being kind of a medium level throw, and it definitely does have kind of, if you take Christmas cottage and you take cider mill and smush them together, that's what you have with this. And it's a very pleasant scent. It's not as strong as I thought it would be, and it's not quite as sweet as I thought it would be. Do I still really like it? Yes. Will I get more? Probably, but I don't know that I will club it. I was super excited in my first sniffs with that, and I didn't rewarm the Christmas cottage wreath, but that I think I'm going to club, just FYI. But this is really nice, and I'll probably get more after I melt my first two. And you do get the same personality as Christmas Cottage, but different nuances because it has more of that pumpkin, apple, and cider quality rather than the super strong oranges and then the raspberries. It's very good. But speaking of oranges, I did a lot of orange spice and everything nice. It was on Saturday. We did a huge clean out the pole barn and the garage kind of a thing. I mostly made food, and the other three worked really hard. And I was melting a lot of this, and I have to say, this is a very pleasant scent. So you can now get this in the bricks. I haven't checked to see if any of the bricks have sold out. I don't think that they have yet, but this is very, very nice, and if it does sell out or any of the bricks sell out, you can go and do a club order, and you'll be able to get that as a bar either temporarily or forever and forever, depending on how you use your Scentsy Club shipments. And this is really good. So I personally got one more set of these. I don't think I'm going to club that, but it is a very pleasant, sweet, juicy orange with a pinch of spice and a little bit of smoothness from vanilla. It's very good. But for me, the queen of spiced orange scents is Sweet Orange Pomander, because it's heavy hitting with all that spice and it lasts forever. So I melted this a couple times in the last week or so. And as I told you, I'm really sad that I'm getting down here on my brick. I realized as I was doing some sorting in my Florida room, because I'm getting prepared for Christmas, the elves have started working, because November the 1st, I kind of prepped beforehand, and I did get one garland up in the back room before November the 1st and put up my tree in the back because it was brand new and I had to unbox it out of my box. But the majority of things are getting done today and forward, and I'll try to pick something to do every few days up till Thanksgiving. And because I'm hosting my very large tree, which is in my front room, or just about over here, if you guys watch my channel at all or you Instagrammed with me last year, you know where my big, beautiful white Christmas tree goes. So that project will have to wait until after the guests leave and I've cleaned up all the turkey. But the rest of it will get Christmasized, and probably because I have to wait on my tree, I'll be working on the front door and the beds and all that stuff too. So I digress. Sweet Orange Pomander is fantastic. I have it in my club in a bar, and I found out that I still have another almost 3/4 of a brick, and I'm so happy. So I think I'm just going to carefully put most of my bar size away, work on my bricks this Christmas, so that then I have a nice stack of bars next year, because I only get that in my quarterly club, and now that I know how much I love it, I wish I had put it in a bi-monthly, but I don't even think I had a bi-monthly when that was a brick. So that is so strong, and it's very similar to Home Sweet Home by Yankee. I have done quite a few Yankee clams in this last week, and I wanted to bring that up. So if any of you are dying to smell Sweet Orange Pomander, it isn't quite the same, but it's an awful lot like good old classic Home Sweet Home by Yankee. So that might be your fix if you have grieved the loss of that particular Scentsy holiday brick. Now, another thing that I was doing here, which wasn't orange spice, was pumpkin spice. So I got 2 half clams of Scary Good done. This is such a good scent, you guys. It's the perfect October and even into November pumpkin scent. It's just full of wonderful spices and that little bit of smoked butterscotch. Oh, it's so yummy. is fantastic for, ending October. It would be great for Halloween night. It's just a good bar. Then, my mother broke all records. I said this in my Scentsy News video. The Mint to Be Merry, which is our scent of the month now for November. It's a beautiful, sweet mint. It's got that little bit of crisp butter cookie and lots of light, bright mint and sugar. My mom, who never goes through a bar, it can take her 2 or 3 years to get through an entire clam. I gave her one of these, and 2 or 3 days later, she was back for another full bar. It was a miracle. So this may be a very, very popular bar this month. I love it. Okay, next, what I did on Halloween itself was Fairy Tale Pumpkin, because I just had one clam left and I wanted to use it. This is the strangest scent. It's got licorice, it's got blueberry, it's got candy. It says it has pumpkin. It just smells like the bottom of a candy bucket, and then you put a blueberry muffin in next to it. It's really strange. I do like the licorice anise note that's in it, though, and I paired that with some really strong spice so it wasn't too much of the licorice, just some good old clove and cinnamon, which is one of my favorite solid spice scents. And if you are shy of spice and you've never tried clove and cinnamon, maybe just put 1 cube in your warmer. But when it's cold outside, this is such a good scent, you guys, and it lasts. It's definitely good bang for your buck. So another day, I was trying to really enjoy the end of my golden autumn, because here in Michigan, we had a very interesting fall where we had leaves on the trees for forever that stayed green and didn't change colors. And about 2 or 3 days ago, all the leaves just started to shed. So what had been last week this glorious, beautiful, but still very green underneath, greens, yellows, oranges, there weren't a lot of reds this year across the way in the wetlands that I can see across the road. Now it's completely all gone. So I wanted to enjoy some autumn road trip and some golden garland while I still had leaves on the trees, because these for me are perfect October scents. This golden garland has musk, it's got pine, it's got marigolds, it's very woodsy, it's very good. And then the autumn road trip is more apple oak and silver oak, and then Anjou pear. Not silver pear. Very, very good. Very similar. I would prefer the autumn road trip if I had to choose one, but they're both great. So that was a good late enjoying before the leaves shedding, walking in an autumn wonderland kind of a deal. Next, this was such a good melt, you guys. This kind of calmed me down, and it wasn't as heavy as some of the other things I've been doing. I did a whole bar of Simply Vanilla, which is in my bi-monthly club, and a whole bar of Cozy Vanilla and Pumpkin, which I'd been holding on to because I took it out of my club, and now I only have 2 clams left. So this was my 2023 melt of such. Oh, this is so good. And our Cashmere Pumpkin from October is close, but there's a sweetness with this Cozy Vanilla and Pumpkin that I don't get out of the Cashmere one. This is so nice. So the vanilla that's in that Cozy Cuddly Pumpkin vanilla mix, and just the plain Simply Vanilla, which I love. Oh, this is such a good vanilla. It lasted, and it was medium level, but it was perfect in the house. It was great for a cold autumn day because things finally got chilly too. We had 75-degree weather. It was too mild. It was kind of weird. That's why the trees stayed green and they didn't change for much longer than I can ever remember in my entire life. It was a very odd year. I was talking with my girls about how every year different colors come out of the trees, and you just marvel at God's creation when you see how nothing is ever exactly the same, but yet the rhythms of life and the way the seasons change is always an anchor for your soul, and it's predictable too. But anyway, I'm rambling. So vanilla, cinnamon, maple, I don't know what else I was melting when I was doing this, but it's a really nice bar. It might have actually been the Cozy Vanilla and Pumpkin and the Simply Vanilla, and I don't remember what room it was in. But this is one that's in my club. This was a holiday brick, actually I think the same year as the Sweet Orange Pomander? Maybe a year after. I think it was a year after. And I wasn't sure how much I liked this until, it was the same year as Sweet Orange Pomander, because this then ended up in the catalog the next season. That's how I had a second chance with it. And it was so good, the end of my brick that I was using in my basement, that I fell in love with it and put it into my club for safekeeping when it came in the catalog. Then another thing that I was doing, and I have really thought that I loved this bar, this Autumn Stroll. But my bars have been curing for quite a while, and they've gotten very strong. So it's got a heavy kind of an incense, some patchouli, some crunchy leaves. And I kept saying, I love this, and I still love the scent. But maybe the other day, I had a very draining week last week, just personally. There was a lot of crazy stuff going on. This autumn stroll was a little much for me, so I'm debating whether or not I will take that out of my club. I think I'm going to put cashmere leaves in instead, which is much sweeter. And I do have to say, I'm missing a clam of cashmere leaves that I left in the basement. I put cashmere leaves in my whole basement when I was doing some cleaning and sorting last week, getting prepped for all the Christmas decor stuff. It is so good, you guys. I always have to try our 5, used to be 3, but our harvest and our holiday, however many is in the group, bars over and over again, because they tend to be ones that grow a lot on me. And then by the time that the season is over and I've clubbed or not clubbed them, I can be very sad next year when I didn't decide to club the right ones. So cashmere leaves and forever fall are going in my club, absolutely. I'm still jury out on some of the others. I think the white pumpkin and driftwood will, but it's so strong again that maybe I'm just going to pick up a few and call it good. I don't know. I'm going to melt that one in November a couple more times and see what I think. But anyway, cashmere leaves is a standout bar with its sweet apple and all the layered spices. In some ways, it doesn't have the exotic quality of autumn stroll, but it's got a beautiful layeredness to it, and I think that it's more user-friendly because it's sweeter, and that's where I was going with that whole circular train of thought there. And then cedar cider was getting melted all over the place one day. Oh, you guys, I ordered a couple more bars of this and got them in, what was it, 2 days ago? And I didn't show that as a haul because I just had a few little things that I wanted to pick up. This bar is such a classic. I love it. I am always enjoying it when I melt it. The richness of the cedar, the spices, it's got white cedar branches, a little bit of vanilla, the apple, and the spices. It never gets old. It's so good. Such a good classic. Always a powerhouse, always a good performer. Then I was doing cinnamon vanilla. I was trying to use up half clams. You know how you kind of, if you're not good about using your whole clam, you'll collect little bits and pieces that end up just taking up too much room in your bins. So cinnamon vanilla was carried over for the first time from spring, summer to fall, winter. And I do think it's a good call because it's very nice in the fall and it's nice in the middle of the winter too, that the sweet, creamy vanilla and the cinnamon blend well and just give you a light, sweet scent in your house. So then, like I said, this was a week where I did a lot of Yankee. I emptied an entire clam of pumpkin banana scone, and I was doing that with the cinnamon and vanilla. Oh, it was so good, you guys. This is like bakery heaven. Heavy on the spices and the banana and the pumpkin. It was just super yummy. Then I used up a clam of apple pumpkin. Now, I love cider mill, and I rave about it, but this is such a classic. Brings me back to my childhood scent. It's a little bit different than cider mill, and it's a little bit different than pumpkin apple from Bath & Body Works, because basically Bath & Body Works and Yankee, they have mirror images on the same scent. One's apple pumpkin, one's pumpkin apple, and then you throw cider mill in the middle, and they're all similar enough. But this one from Yankee has more depth. There's a little bit of some deep fall spice in here that I cannot put my finger on that makes me love this scent when I melt it. So good. Then at one point I tried some Golden Autumn. This was just okay. It was sort of a sunflower, musky floral. Didn't like it anywhere near as well as Scarlet Sunflower or even Here Comes the Sunflowers from Scentsy, so not going to get that one again. And then last but not least, and I have a couple things I did in the bedrooms for Scentsy. Some Autumn Wreath, which is just a good classic. It's kind of middle of the road. I've compared it to cashmere leaves before, but now that I've melted so much of the cashmere leaves, this doesn't have the apple sweetness. It's more subtle. And last but not least, and you can put this in your club right now, guys, Jack's Obsession. I had to finish up a clam of this, and I did put more in my club to load up, so I'll have more in the future. Most amazing sweet green clove and apple cider scent. It's similar to cider mill, but just enough different that it's its own bar, and you've got to try that. And then eucalyptus wreath, which this is a really fresh one with mint and juniper and some eucalyptus. And it was just really good. Excellent in bedrooms, really freshen things up. So that is what I have been warming within the last 7 days, and I hope that you guys are doing well. I hope you enjoy your November. I would love to know how many of you are like me and you decorate early, and how many of you are after Thanksgiving purists, which is fine. I mean, you can decorate whenever you want. You can decorate on December 23rd if you want. I work so hard at it that I want to enjoy 2 months of Christmas carols and doing all of the decor and enjoying all of the atmosphere and all that jazz. So, Elizabeth Quinn with Elizabeth Scenes and Scents. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day, guys. God bless. Bye-bye.